What's going on, YouTube? Claykeys all back again with another My Hero Academia, the strongest hero video, and today we're talking all about gear because it does give BP to your characters. Some of you guys are struggling to fight All Might. This could be your ticket. I want to explain the early game, how to get gear, and how to maximize your stats from it. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so in this game, gear is going to work a little bit different than we're used to. You know, on your character, you can upgrade chips if you get far enough in the story. You can upgrade support cards, and that's going to give BP to the character specifically. But the gear in this game on this page that says gear does it for everyone. As you can read down here, equip gear provides bonus for all heroes. So every time you level this up, you're leveling up your account in every hero and giving them stats, really boosting up your power in the game. But again, it works a little bit different than you're probably used to. We have 7 gear slots from a headpiece all the way down to the boots, everything in between. But those gear slots actually get leveled up on their own. So you can see that I have a level 40 headpiece gear slot, but a level 20 headpiece. And the level 20 headpiece is really like account level 20, because it seems like when I'm at account level 30 now, when I go farm, and I'm going to teach you guys where to farm gear, I'm going to get level 30 gear next week. So that's going to be something to be looking forward to as well. But you're going to actually be leveling up that. So if I go to this level 20 hit and I hit enhance, I'm going to actually be using these, let's see, material fusion, using these enhancing mixtures, which I'm sure you guys have a ton of at this point, or you've been using them, to enhance the actual gear slot. So it doesn't matter if I put a pair of purple gloves in, a pair of blue gloves in, they're getting this boost because it is the gear slot that is getting leveled up. So you really want to work on this, and you can get these in all kinds of different aspects of the game, but they actually provided us with a dungeon and supply, I call them dungeons, data collection, where you can actually farm them daily if you want. And you can grab them up in here and move on and keep going and, you know, getting higher tier ones, because we are going to need a lot. And I wouldn't recommend really buying them in any shop. I mean, in the Alliance shop, it's not too bad, right? They're available. There's some things available in here. And you can see that actually, since I turned level 30, they've put special alloy and normal alloy and the blueprints in here, which this is actually pretty sick. You know, that was just normally just added as I got to level 30, making it more enticing to buy these, not really these. You're going to get these from farming, in my opinion. Unless, you know, you're in a crunch time and you really need to level up something, maybe you can buy it up. The next thing we need to talk about is actually transferring and making your gear more awesome. So if we take a look at a headpiece, you can see there are extra stats we have here at the bottom. Each piece is going to roll a different stat at the bottom, and it's going to roll something from like a blue stat to, you can see here we got a little green stat, and then all the way up to like legendary, right? And legendary, you can see, is much higher of a stat, so that's what you want. But the cool thing about My Hero Academia in this gear is you can transfer the gear over. Let's say for some reason you don't like crit resist rate. You're like, I don't want that. I want more crit. I want to be like glass cannon. You can just go ahead and switch over here and get rid of that crit resist, hit the transfer button, it'll override it, and there you go. I wouldn't recommend doing that. You want the strongest stats you can get, but that's what you can do. You can also get rid of the crit damage or put the tenacity on. And as you can see, as we get higher level gear, we're going to get more and more substats that we can put on. So it's about collecting the gear with the highest, rolls that we can and transferring it over and making the perfect piece of gear for each gear slot. Seems pretty fun to me, you know what I mean? It's kind of awesome. If you're worried about what each of the, stats do, you're like, what is tenacity? I don't understand that. That doesn't make any sense. Head over to details here when you look at a hero, and you hit details at the bottom. You can just click on tenacity, or any of these stats that you're confused about, and it gives you guys a well-detailed answer to what you're looking for. So tenacity reduces crit damage when they actually crit you. So there's crit resist rate, which means you're going to resist getting crit at all, but if you do get crit, you got tenacity to back you up to reduce that damage. So that's how that's going to work. And again, just go to that spot if you get a little confused or you forget some stuff. So that's the first part of gear. Now, once you hit level 30, it's going to open up a whole new ball game, guys. We have Boost, which is like awakening the gear. We can see that we put up crit and defense. If we take a look at our helmet here, that is the base stats. So you can see that each piece of gear will have their own base stats. If we head here, it's going to be crit damage and defense. So that is going to be leveling up those stats there. And it's going to cost those alloys I talked about. So you can get them from the Alliance shop. You're going to be able to buy them here in a minute. I'll show you another shop you can get them. They're in event shops. Like the Battle Pass right now has one for sale. I would highly recommend getting both of those in the Battle Pass shop, by the way. And this is going to make you get even stronger, right? It's a long haul. You're not going to instantly get this, but it's going to slowly put up your BP for all your characters and make sure you can get through those tough fights like All Might and then do more damage when we're talking about doing the mock contest and moving forward. However, I would not worry about doing this to level 20 gear because you unlock this at level 30. And when I go over how you get gear, you're going to start getting level 30 gear really soon. So after you turn level 30, right? So I would wait and really work on a level 30 piece, and then it's going to take us a while, I think. We're going to hit that ranked you know, I wouldn't say paywall, but maybe we're going to hit that wall of stamina because the stamina is so bad in this game where it's going to take a while to get from 30 to 40. So then you can start leveling up your 30 gear. Next up, we have modify. This is going to be your ability to modify and like, so we get stars to awaken, and then we can also +1 up the piece of gear. So we have crit damage and defense, we can plus it up, and we're going to add like a special stat as we plus it up. We're getting more attack on this piece of gear, and that's going to be with the blueprints that we showed before. And that's not going to be all. So you're going to be working on all this. You're going to be perfecting your gear, make it as amazing as you can. Eventually, we're going to get synthesis here, or synthesize, and that's going to be a whole other thing. We turn legendary gear into like gold gear, into rainbow gear, into plus ultra gear, you know what I mean? We'll be going up through that, but that'll come at a later date. For now, focus on getting the stats you want on your gear. When you get to level 30, and we go over the hero assessments and how they're going to work, you want to get level 30 legendary gear on all your slots, get the best substats, and then start awakening your gear to become stronger. There's a market down here that you guys can head over to, and you can sell all of your gear that you don't want, right? Like, you can sell this off and you get this currency here. Make sure you don't forget about that, because after you transfer, you don't want the gear anymore. You can sell for these, like, gear bucks. You go to buy, and this is where you can get your hands on some normal alloy, some of the blueprints. You know, I would recommend these two. I really wouldn't spend on these. Maybe the enhancing mixture, maybe. But these two are where your bread and butter are going to be in this this place. So that's a place where you can grab these if you want some more. Just wanted to show that to you guys as an example. All right, Clayk, I know how to level up my gear, but I don't have any. How do I get some gear? Well, head over to co-op, head over to agency assessment, and this is going to be what I would explain as, if you guys have ever played Diablo 3, it's kind of like the greater rift stones that you get in that game and you slowly level up. This is going to be unlocked as you complete the story, and it's going to be something you guys are going to be doing quite often. There are going to be 3 types of dungeons that it appears over here. We have Abandoned Chemical Plant, Town Night Raid, and Forest Training. At the beginning of a round, that's what they call it, rounds, you're going to be giving a permit, as you can see down here. So it's like an item. Like I said, it's like the Greater Rift Stone in Diablo if you ever played it. And it's going to start at a lower level. And you're going to go through and you're going to battle through this dungeon. It has multiple bosses. You're going to go as fast as you can. You're timed. And the quicker you beat it, the more card flips you get at the end. And you guys are probably used to the card flip mechanic now from emergencies. And then that's where you're going to get the gear at the end when you flip the cards, okay? But this is all about speed, so let me just, and this is a public service announcement. Do not auto this unless it's one of the lower easy ones, okay? If you auto it when it's harder, the AI does not do as much damage as you can. I know you guys are big brain and have the skills. Do not leave people hanging, it's very important. So, at the beginning of a round, which as you can see at the top here, they start every so often, you'll be given a permit that you can slowly raise up as you level and beat the rounds as long as you successfully win. If we go to view rewards, level 20, these are account ranks. Level 30, level 40, level 50, level 60. Most people are going to be getting to level 30 soon. You can get more rewards the higher floors you complete. So at first, when they give you your permit for the beginning of a round, you start at floor 1. And you try to complete as high as you can, because then you get some guaranteed, randomly gives one piece of level 30 grade S tier. You know, it's S grade, I call it legendary. Gives you a ton of these enhancing mixtures and even gives you some alloy. So it's very important to beat it as, you know, go as high as you can. You see, I got the 15, right? And I completed it. So that when this round ends, you can open this chest. And as you can see, since I cleared a 15 on level 20, because I was level 20, you can see it's available. I am going to get 2 legendary pieces, but they're going to be level 20, so not that big of a deal. And then I'm going to get 30 of these enhancing mixtures. And then next week, I'll get a level 30 permit because now I'm level 30, and I can start training that up and doing my best. So it's very important, right? So make sure you guys complete this during a round. Get it as high as you can. It's super fun. If we look over here at the quirks, it says like recommended quirks. The reason this is important is because these people are going to do more damage during that round. We can see that Shoto, Kaminari, and Ochiko are all doing more damage with their quirks. So if you can take them into there, you have a strong one of those, you're going to be actually doing a lot more damage and being able to carry your team a little bit more. There are affixes, again, just like Diablo or Path of Exile, where they're going to be doing certain things, right? Above floor 3, above floor 6, above floor 9. Things are going to be harder each week. And you can see the different affixes as you go through. So this is this week's, and then next week's is going to be this one. And then the rounds, right? The different rounds. You can see this one ends in 11 hours. So there's also strategies. You can look at the bosses. If you end up going to the Town Night Raid, you're fighting Thousand Eyes and Hanzo. The Abandoned Chemical Plant, you're fighting Still Bulwark and Sludge. And then if you go to Forest Training, which I've never gone to yet, Hunter and Katana Ronin. So you can read about them a little bit, maybe learn. And there's also quests you can complete, which give you some of these. There's nothing really too crazy in here except for, like, these overall achievements give you some pretty sick stuff, you know. Level 30 purple gear. We're better than that. And one last thing before we actually get into one, there is something called high yield attempts. And if we go to the explanation here, we go down to high yield attempts. While high yield attempts are in effect, the chances of getting legendary gear are increased upon completing a stage. So every time I've had a high yield attempt trigger, I've gotten a piece of legendary gear. They only trigger when you're level 10 or higher on your permit. So again, as you beat it, if you get S rank, if you get A rank, your permit's going to go up, up, and up different floors or levels. Remember, this level 20 is your account level. You know, you're in the level 20 bracket. This floor number is the actual, like, how strong your permit is. And that's the time that I beat it in, right? And so as you go up, once you get past level 10 and keep beating them, you're going to be able to get that high yield where you're going to get like a guaranteed piece of legendary. I mean, unless you get super unlucky. So moving into actually starting one of these bad boys, since I've explained pretty much everything, you want to head in and go to my team. I'm going to make it private, invisible, so that nobody joins in. And you're going to put your permit at the top. It's going to be empty. You want to click on it. Now you can put this permit in. Your friends can put a permit in. You can put a permit in. Even if you're the leader, anybody that has a permit can put it in and you can run it. You can really run this thing endlessly. I'll show you what the stamina system is in a second, but it doesn't run off the main game stamina. And I just learned, as I was doing this video, that since I turned level 30 and tried to put my permit in, it actually just upgraded it to level 30 instantly. So you can see that I have a level 31 now, and I'm good to go. One caveat to all of this, guys, that I need to make sure you guys are aware of. If you fail your permit, it will break, and you will have to wait until the next round starts to get a new one. Unless you use this item here, which I don't think we have a lot of them, this item right here to repair the damage assessment permit, okay? So you need to be careful, not just go willy-nilly. You can go ham if you want at the end. Just make sure you complete some before you do that so you don't miss out on all the awesome rewards in your chest, right? So, okay, so I said you can run this as much as you want. Well, it's a little bit limited. Each hero you have can run one of these things twice. So if I use my Ochiko right now, or my Deku, and I use them again on the next run, I cannot use them again until the daily reset. So really the strategy around this is go ahead and use your weaker ones that you can. So you can see this is like 10,000. Maybe I go over here to a different unit that is kind of around 10,000. Maybe I'd probably use Deku just to be safe because I don't want it to die and break. So I'd use Deku, and as it gets harder, then I'd move on to Momo. Then I'd move on to Ochiko. And I would try to get as high as I could and then wait maybe for the daily reset. And again, there's no limit to this. You can go run your friends' lower keys and get more gear, maybe to sell, maybe to get more stats from, and you can just keep going and going. The only time it's really going to get tough is when you get it so high, all your friends, all your teammates, everybody in the game has a high permit, and then you're out of your really strong units. It's probably done for the day. So I'm going to go ahead and invite some people in and show you guys how it actually works in battle, and then show you guys the end screen so you can see, you know, how you pick your gear. All right, guys, so I got my full team here. We're about to go in. They don't really take too long to complete, but like I said, please do not auto these. They're very important to the guy or a girl, anybody who has their permit in there. It will really mess them over if you end up breaking it, like I said. They can run other people's, but it's better just to let them, you know, have theirs and do that. So just talking about it, I'm not going to be on auto, and we're just going to go in and you're going to try to defeat these enemies as fast as possible. Again, Deku isn't my strongest unit, but because this isn't the worst one in the world, I definitely want to be running this one and just trying to go as fast as possible. So, if you look to the right, you can see the S tier, right? You see that S at the top right, and it says card flips 3. That is ticking down. That is a meter that's slowly going down and down. And we want to try to get there before that meter gets all the way down to A. We want to do S because we get 3 card flips. Now, if we were to go in there and let it go down to A instead of S, it's going to be 2 card flips. And if you freaking keep going down further, it's going to suck even more. So we ended up beating up all those baddies. It wasn't too bad because this is just a level 1. But it is level 30, so I might want to take it a little bit serious. And so here's our first boss. This guy could be a little bit of a drag. Actually, you know what? He's not as bad as the end boss. The end boss is actually tough. So I saw that there. I'm going to dodge. I'm going to go ahead and activate One for All. I'm going to use my ultimate here. Your ultimate in these things really serve as iframes, so you can really avoid enemy attacks if you wanted to. Like, if I see myself about to get really messed up, I'll go ahead and use my ultimate to make sure I do damage, and I end up avoiding the enemy's attacks. It's actually quite good. All right, so he has a bunch of clones out that we have to take care of. And in the top right, you can see the damage done overall, so you can see how well you're doing. As you can see, I'm getting my butt whooped by all the people here in the game, which is kind of funny. I'm getting carried a little bit, but that's okay, you know? We're all here to help each other out. Let's do a little bit of damage, a little bit of left and right, use my assist card. So there we go. He's taken down, so now we're moving on to the next step. So essentially, it's one group of monsters, right? Like ads, at least in this stage. Then it is a group. It is the origami boss. Then another group of ads, and then we're gonna end up hitting the last boss, which is gonna be very important. He can really kill you really quick. I'll just say that. He has a lot of he has this one invulnerability move I'll show you guys in a minute where he goes up in the air and just starts shooting tsunamis out after everybody, or hurricanes, and it just isn't the best. I'm gonna go ahead and use Smash here. You know, you want to have it up for the boss, but at the same time, you need to get through this stuff as quick as possible and kill these enemies off. So we're doing our best here. All right, looks like we need to go this way. Get enemies to spawn. This will be the last wave before the last boss. This guy's kind of like a little mini boss, right? You can't just immediately knock him into the air. He has a break counter at the bottom, a break meter, to be able to actually CC him and things like that. So, but these guys don't, so I get to go over here and do the full Deku combo if I wanted to. I am kind of just, because I'm trying to talk, I am kind of just hitting buttons at this point, not doing my full combos, which could be bad. The one cool thing about Deku, and I am going to do a Deku video, is that his, oh, that was bad. His ability right there, his quirk ability, can be activated off what we would like to call the global CD, right? The global cooldown. So you could be in the middle of doing your moves and you get it, like you're in the middle of your combo, and when you get it, you can just go ahead and activate it. Which is sick, right? If you land a combo, that's going to go for PvP. Like, you're in the middle of a combo, you knocked him in the air, you have enough, you can just hit your button, activate it, and then keep doing your combo. It doesn't interrupt it, and you're good to go. So he's going to send out some waves here at first. We're going to try to dash through it. Okay, here we go. I'm already getting my butt whooped, dude. Go ahead and use Smash so I can start building up that ultimate for later. Try to get out of that. Go ahead and use that. Activated full calorie a little bit too early there, but that's okay. And you'll learn that, like, so now he's going into battle form. This is when it gets a little bit more tough. We have about halfway with our S tier. If we want to make it S. Okay, here come the sharks, dude. I barely got out of that. Oh, see, I'm following. See, that's one of the things about melee characters against this guy. He has a lot of times when you can't hit him, but if you do try to, he's gonna hurt you. Let's just put it that way. So now I'm gonna have to get out of here. And so see that sewage he put on the ground, the green? If you get a shark on you, you want to run the shark into that. So, like, I think it's Todoroki that has a shark on him. He wants to run the shark. Oh, God, this is the part I was talking about. I'm dead. He wants to run the shark into there, and the shark came off of him. You can revive once for free, and then you have to pay to revive after that. We ended up winning, but that's the part I was talking about, where he goes up in his tsunami hurricane thing. You can't hit him, but as a melee champ, it will throw you into it. Or a melee hero will throw you in there, and you'll start taking damage, and you can't damage him. All right, guys, thanks for the carry. Orange, you beast. But now we're moving on to card flip, and because it's not high enough, we probably won't get a legendary. We need that high yield. But we do get 3 card flips, so there's a piece of level 30 purple gear. Nice. Another piece. Let's see if we can get even more lucky. Okay, that's a new belt. That's probably going to be better than the belt I have. So we got 3 level 30s. Oh, and you get blueprints. Look. So you get better and better rewards as you move up. I'm not going to use my extra card flips. You might want to use these if you were at level 30 with high yield. So that means, you know, level 10 or above. But there you guys go. Oh, look how lucky I got. I ended up getting all the equipment there, which is great. But that's overall the gear, guys. This is how we're going to grind and slowly work our way up. If we go ahead and head back, he wants to use a permit. Teammate applies to use a permit. So, see, he's trying to use his permit so we can do it, but I'm not going to be running anything right now, so I appreciate him wanting to use his permit. And like I said, you can have your friends do it or other people. I'm just going to go ahead and leave the team so I don't leave him hanging, so I'm going to get out of there. We're going to head back over to Hero Assessment, and as you can see that I am now, my highest I've done is level 30, 3rd floor. But the problem is, before I was getting legendary gear, but now I'm getting purple level 30 gear, right? Epic R1 gear, which is totally fine with me because I get a piece of alloy too. So the higher tiers you go, the better. We go to join team real quick, create team. Let me make sure that I'm in invisible mode so nobody joins up and I waste their time. You can click here and you see the Deku's 1 out of 2, right? So I have to use him one more time and then I'll have to wait till the daily reset. But guys, I actually really love this system because we can play on stream. So if you guys come on my stream, you need me to run with this with you. I was putting quote unquote carried, right? Like as long as we can get it done, that's great. It'll get you guys some great rewards. So I'd really love for you guys to come on my stream, hang out with me, and, you know, join our community so we can start carrying people through these to make sure you guys get some awesome gear. And it just looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below any questions you have about gear if I didn't cover it. Subscribe for future My Hero Academia content. Catch me on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/ClayQZult, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.